Like, there was a lot of people in my chat the other day, which isn't just DNF Duel, it's going to be a strike throw game. And I'm like, aren't you playing Strive? What you think that game is? Because I know you play Sin, but the real Sin is here, is that you use the light mode. Yo, what is good, everybody? We are back. You already know I'm about to tell you guys right now. Support your boy, okay? Support. Alright, so today's video, we're going to talk about Guilty Gear Strive patch. And I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of people have been talking about the good, but real talk, I've been seeing a lot of bad, and I'm talking about bad. So look, we're going to go ahead and talk about this, and I'm going to give you guys my take, how I feel about this. So before we jump into it, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and let me know how you guys feel about this video. And yeah, we just moved into a new spot, so we're going to get situated and things like that. So let's jump into the video. Oh, class is definitely in session. We're going to be talking about the Strive balance, because everybody a year later has now figured out what I've been talking about literally since beta 2. If you guys are a regular here, you guys know that when I first started playing the game, I said this game, you're going to need multiple characters to get to be successful. And everybody was like winning and like, yeah, look at this guy, you know? When everybody started learning the matchups and you start actually playing the matchups correctly, you'll start seeing like a lot of flaws of these all right characters. But when nobody knows how to play matchup, of course you can be consistent, because no one knows how to fight your character, you know? But once people start learning how to fight your character, you start seeing like the weaknesses, right? The thing is, even with all of this like shenanigans, because we're talking about tournament environment, every character can win, no matter how bad the character's toolset is. It's the same thing in Rev 2. Potemkin was not that good. Potemkin can actually win the tournament. I'm leading a discussion. What's good, Crims? We haven't heard anything about any balances at all from Arcsys. All we got is a clip of like Ram on a train, which that's like the last character we want to see as the main character of like the story, especially after like what we're all going through right now. And then some random ass NPC dude stopping like a tree. And that's all we got. And we got like biking, whispering in somebody's ear. We just gonna assume that's Batman's sister. And then that's all we got. Oh yeah, we got Faust. Last person we want to see too. The developer blog, they mentioned they're going to do a balance patch through season 2. Well, when season 2? When everybody first started playing, a lot of people were just saying like, oh, this game is gonna be like for character specialists and things like that. I wouldn't say that's not enough depth. You know what it is? It's literally because when you make a game accessible and you keep the same formula of like how fighting games are. For example, we all know that anytime you play a fighting game, there's always going to be a top tier character. That is just how it is. But when you make things easy, let's just say, for example, hypothetically speaking, if Street Fighter 6 came out, Guile had the same boom from 5 to 6, but it's one input. Yo, boom is a single button with the same recovery and everything like that. Flash kick is a down input with a button. Guile is, you know, pretty solid, but when you change things like that, the character becomes more like stronger, because now like the things that make them like have like a weakness no longer is a weakness anymore, or they like tone it down extremely hard to the point where now throwing a fireball is like a risk. So now you make fireball characters naturally bad. DNF Duel, that's another game that feels very like, well, you know, like there was a lot of people in my chat the other day, which I don't understand where it's coming from, but it was like, oh man, like isn't just DNF Duel going to be a strike throw game? And I'm like, aren't you playing Strive? What you think that game is? Because I know you play Sin, but the real Sin is here, is that you use the light mode. Light mode supremacy. Oh yeah, we about to have. Yo, maybe I should host a tournament for light mode users versus dark mode users for Twitter. Yo, strike throw games doesn't necessarily mean it's bad whatsoever. Strike throw games are pretty good. I think Strive strike throw game is fine. I just think the damage off throw is a little too high, and I think the damage overall is high. But I think having a strike throw oriented game is fine. It's just how you balance out the reward for things. Like ease of use reward shouldn't be like as extremely rewarded high. There's just certain things. It doesn't mean it's bad. Like Strive is not bad for that. What's bad is that because every character is kind of doing the same to a certain degree, some characters have absurd amount of like amazing strike, and their strikes are very deadly, and you don't know when they're gonna throw you. Risk gauge is in the game, so no matter how much damage we reduce, risk gauge will always make the damage high. So no matter how much the damage gets reduced, the game damage will always be high. They said they wanted to keep the damage high on strike. Yeah, the thing is, like, every character don't need to have high damage. Those are certain characters that just you don't give them high damage. And then what's funny is that you don't give them high damage, and then like they become very hard to play. But then you give those characters that don't need high damage, and now they out here like running amok. And like everybody, like, now you get tweets like this. Here's the thing, is that even bad characters can make top 8, regardless of how bad your character is. Your character is gonna make top 8. The problem is like getting bad matchups. But right now, it seems to me that this person is like has been losing pretty recently, and like basically just kind of like saying that like people have figured out how bad she is. Like Anji players who play Anji know that Anji is bad, but they will still like bust your ass wide open. Do I have so many Anji mains that are like, I'm really cool with in the chat, bro? They still play. They know how bad the character is, but like they still try to win. A lot of people saying like the gaps from top tier isn't as big as older games. It's actually the same. The difference between the older games and this game now is that everybody's game plan is the same. Like I said, like it's the same thing. It's like everybody is doing the same thing now, so it feels like the gap isn't as big because the accessibility, because it's easier to do it now. That's why you think that the gap is different, but it's actually the same thing. It's just easier now, so you feel like the gap isn't that bad. Because older games, you got to learn other stuff outside of just your stuff. Like if you didn't know how to fight Testament and plus R, I see you in losers bracket. I'll give you like 2 minutes, bro. If you don't know how to fight Testament and Strive, you have a chance. Even if you don't really know how to fight the character because of the damage output, which is fine. I mean, we just need to tone it down a little bit. That's it. The gap now is like privilege versus not privilege versus the other gaps with like options and utility. The thing I don't understand about why the developers want to keep the damage high, you have so many mechanics in this game that increases damage already. You got wall break, positive bonus, and you have risk gauge. And you have the slowdown counter. So you have these 3 things that you can use to keep the damage high, but you also want the base damage to be high. And that's what I don't get. Do you honestly think we'll ever nerf the damage? I think so. Let me keep it honest with you. Simply Skeptic, I think them telling us that the game is going to be around the damage, if everybody actually voiced their reason correctly, they will reduce the damage. Just be civil about it. Because they already, when they made Soul Command Grab, they said that we made it do this much damage because we don't want players dropping the combo and like losing the damage output. So the moment they get the grab, it's guaranteed. But you know what they did afterwards? They made it where you can combo it off RC now. How much you think the damage should come down to? 80% of where it's... So honestly, bro, I think the damage output, if you take 15% out of the damage output, I think that'll be fine. And the only reason why I say that is because risk gauge is already in the game. If you take the 15% away, you're gonna just do the same damage you'll do now if you had risk gauge. Another problem is that NA have mad ramps. I mean, bro, you know how many times like everybody's gonna play you gotta understand, I always tell people this. Everybody's gonna play the easy and the most effective, and that's how it is gonna be. Everybody's always gonna resort to that because people care about winning. Their whole life is about winning. They want to win, and that's fair. Whatever doesn't make them like the greatest player ever. It just means that they're just winning, and they have the characters to do that. And if you know that, either you do the same thing they're doing, or you have multiple characters. Yes, having multiple characters, that means like your progression is going to be slower. But if you really care about being a better player, don't look about your results now. Look about it later. Think about it later. But the problem is that everybody wants to win now. You pick the lowest tier 80, don't at me. You remember what I said about Kai? And then everybody said Kai's top 5? Hold up. You remember when they said Kai was top 5? Yep, every day gets harder if you're not playing Ram, Leo, Soul, Happy Chaos, Geo, Nago. It's like, it's feeling like that for Kai as well. Everybody was coming in my chat saying, "Lo, yo, Churara." Churara said Kai was top 5. I watched Churara play, and he fought Ram. He broke the wall, and he pressed 6P like 7 times in a row. I'm like, damn. Everybody was telling me, everybody was saying Kai is godlike, Kai is godlike, Kai is OD, Kai is amazing. Well, my question is when everybody is switching to top tiers, they not switching to Kai. They switching to Happy Chaos. They switching to Nago. They switching to Leo. Why is nobody switching to Kai? Honestly, if you're trying to compete, I've been telling people this for a whole year. I've been preaching this. I said, yo, you will enjoy this game more if you're going to be a competitor, if you play multiple characters. People ask why. I said because certain matchups are so volatile, it's not fun to deal with. It's going to make you not like the game because of these 4 characters. Play a different character. Play a different character that you like. In this game, even if you don't like a character as much, they're not that hard to pick up. Genuinely, it's not that hard to pick up. And then what's crazy too, when you start winning again, you're going to like this character. When you start winning, you're going to be like, yo, I'm having a great time again. So, bro, switch another character. Have fun. Yes, only the competitive aspect. Yes, only for people who compete. If you're not competing, play any character. Have fun with the game. It doesn't matter because at that point, you're gonna win regardless of what we're talking about. This is completely for people who are competing. Only competing. I'm not telling people who are like casuals being like, yo, you need to play top tier. No, I'm just saying for the people who are competing, you're gonna be playing some of the best players or the best caliber players at whatever region you're from. You're gonna have to pick your cards correctly. I mean, there's a couple of players that's already doing it. Leffen does it. Tempest does it. LK does it. Apology Man's starting to do it. I've been doing it since 8 months ago? 9 months ago? I've been doing this for like 10 months. Yeah, Shine too. But you remember what I told? It's funny. You guys remember when I said that this was going to happen? I said, watch when the game finally fleshed out, everybody learn how to play the game, people are going to start switching characters.